Shanti, Prithvi Shanti, Rabha Shanti, Vashadeva Shanti, Vanaspatya Shanti, Vishwadeva Shanti, Brahma Shanti, Sarvam Shanti, Shanti Reva, Shanti Sama, Shanti Redi, Om Shanti 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 Om. Bolo Satguru Dev Maharaj Ki Jai, Bolo Shri Lakshmi Narayan Bhagwan Ki Jai, Bolo Acharya Shyam Ramanuj Ki Jai, Jai Shri Narayan, Jai Gurudev. Jai Shri Narayan. I would like to first pay my obeisances to my Guru, Acharya Shyam Ramanuj. Thank you for joining me for today's Aarti and short discourse. Acharya Shyam Ramanuj is a Guru in the 21st century. And today's short discourse is going to be about the topic of devotion. Devotion is a very important subject when it comes to spirituality, especially if you're on the path of self-realization. It's because with devotion comes hand in hand a lot of different aspects that you need to fulfill and follow, and that is being selfless. It's surrendering 100% to your Guru. Everything works hand in hand with that. And in light of this topic, I'd like to just highlight a few things that Acharyaji has done in his past as practical examples, just to prove to everyone that Acharyaji first practices and then he preaches. So he teaches us by example of how exactly to live our lives and the principles to live by. So in 2013, Acharyaji went to India to the Sri Sidhdata ashram, and during that trip he had taken initiation. This was the ashram of his Guru, Swami Sudarshan Acharyaji Maharaj. And the devotion that Acharyaji had during this trip was unlimited. And just to tell everyone about the level of devotion that Acharyaji had, it was on this trip that he had made a vow to his Guru and to himself that he would be following in his Guru's mission for the rest of his life. He would be detaching materially from his entire material life. There's many discourses and also Acharyaji's discourses where he explained a lot about his background, where he came from, what he's been involved with, the businesses he used to have, and the many roles that he filled throughout his material life. And I wanted to just emphasize a little bit more about this, because we always hear this in our discourses, but personally it's very hard to experience this. It's easy to hear a story about someone else. There's many stories that you hear about many people, but it's very seldom that you do get to experience this. And I thought I'd just spend some time just to explain what this really means to detach materially, and for Acharyaji to have given up his material life to fulfill his mission, all due to his devotion for his guru, devotion for this cause, and the path that he wanted to follow. So in this example, I tried to experience this myself, and I also found there to be a big gap because I understand the story, I understand what Acharyaji did, but I haven't experienced it because I haven't done what Acharyaji has done. So that made me think of an example, and I'd like everyone to maybe partake in this exercise, specifically those that have jobs and families and are in a similar situation that Acharyaji was in. So if you're employed, you would have a job, you'd get a salary. If you own a business, you would get a salary from that. You might have a family, and depending on the level of income that you have, this will dictate relatively the standard of living that you'd live by. The more you earn, the better lifestyle you'd lead, the bigger house you'd have, the bigger car, the more holidays, the better you'd be able to secure your family financially. And if you just started off working, maybe you might not have as lavish lifestyle, but you'll be paving your career path to be able to earn more. So in this example, if we were in Acharyaji's position, this example is, the question is that if tomorrow you had to wake up with everything that you have today, and tomorrow decide that you were going to surrender it all, give away your job, renounce your actions based on your devotion for this mission, totally surrender to your guru, and totally have all the faith in this absolute system that Lord Narayan has created, and have no doubt that he would take care of you, your guru would take care of you, provide for you for your health, your finances, and this is not an easy task if you personally put yourself in this position. Living in the 21st century, everyone has to have a job to be able to survive, and it's very, very rare people with this kind of devotion that could immediately, on a trip to India, decide to renounce all of this and to follow the path of spirituality. And in doing so, Acharyaji was then endowed with spiritual potency from his guru. It was only because of his love, his devotion, his ultimate, unlimited devotion to his guru that he has now followed this. He's now a bona fide guru, following this spiritual path, both God realized and self realized. So I just wanted to create this example of practically experiencing what it really means to surrender. We always talk about the guru-disciple relationship, and as a bona fide disciple, we are meant to surrender. Surrender comes with pure devotion, and this is a practical example of how Acharyaji did it. So when Acharyaji came back to South Africa, he had started satsangs with the grace of Guru Ma's permission, and he started off with a classroom of 15 people. And it was also because of his devotion to this mission that he wanted to spread the transcendental knowledge of Sanatana Dharma that he has with him. So he began satsangs, discoursing aspects of the Vedas in small bits and pieces, explaining the soul, creation, the guru-disciple relationship, a whole lot of these topics. And it was through his dedication and devotion to his guru that he did this. But it didn't stop there. One satsang a week then grew to a total of 4 satsangs a week. And this is a great responsibility and takes a lot of effort, because Acharyaji and Mataji had conducted these satsangs, 4 satsangs in different locations in Durban, all by themselves. So they would, at that point in time there was no ashram, so Acharyaji used to hire out halls, school halls, and conduct his satsangs and discourses there. And in those days, he would physically take the the music instruments and whatever not that was needed to set up for satsang by himself, come back home and take it back home and pack it up, and the process will continue. This is a great effort because it only comes with pure devotion to your guru, by waking up in the morning and asking your guru what more you can do. And that is what Acharyaji has been doing all these years since he's taken initiation. He is practically showing us that when we say that as aspiring disciples, that it is impossible to do certain things, to follow this path, Acharyaji clearly would highlight these examples where he by himself went through the same process, and proved to us that it is actually not impossible because he has done it himself. So practically, we should be following in Acharyaji's footsteps, and the purpose of these short discourses is to give everyone a little bit of insight as to Acharyaji's character, his background, and how he is showing the world in today's 21st century that the Vedas are alive. It was written 5,000 years ago, and it is still applicable today. And he is proving to us that based on his actions and what he's been doing, he is a living example of the fact that the Vedas are alive. And if we aspire to be bona fide disciples, that we should be following in similar footsteps as Acharyaji. Jai Shri Narayan.